following gameplay commentary is rated X for Extreme. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to That Extreme Wrestling channel. I am, of course, Samson, aka the Extreme Gaming Guru, back again, bringing you guys what I guess you could call a tradition at this point in time. We've been doing it for, gotta be 3 years now. But, yeah, we're going to do a sliders video. I know you guys enjoy my sliders. A lot of people find they make the game a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more fun. And that brings a smile to my heart because I love WWE games. They've been the games I play ever since I was a little kid. Every year it's guaranteed to be the one game that I buy. It's always, the latest wrestling game. And I like to have my fun with it. I play them all year long. Now, with that being said, in this video we're going to try and make the sliders a little bit more realistic, a little bit more epic, and a whole lot more fun. So with that in mind, I do gotta say that 2K has gone out of their way, and they did a lot of stuff in 2K19 that I am highly impressed with. They tweaked a lot of the AI, the move animations, the selling animations, the strikes. Like, everything seems to matter a little bit more in this game. Like, strikes seem to matter, whereas they didn't so much in prior games. So it's been a little bit harder to kind of nail down the exact settings, and 100% I'm not really fully committed to these settings. So we're going to call this version 1 of the more epic sliders. But of course, the first thing you want to do is you want to scroll over to the options menu. We're going to start right at the top with the gameplay menu. Like I said, I always start off at the basics. And as you can see here, we start out on normal, and that's just not going to cut it. At this point in time, we've been playing these games for far too long, so we're going to jack that up to Legend. Weight detection, I like the simulation aspects of the game, so I'm going to keep that. Reversal limit, if you're into a more arcadey kind of experience, more along to the SmackDown vs. Raw kind of series, I say turn the reversal limit off. But I do have some sliders I'm going to be releasing later on that are more arcade-like. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep the reversal limits on. Submission minigame, this is pretty much up to you. Some people like to mash buttons. I've actually gotten pretty used to manipulating the right stick, so I'm going to keep that. Injury, we want to keep that on. We want to injure some people, man. We're hardcore. That's what we do. Now, rope break automatic. I have caught some slack in my last couple of videos saying that it's not very realistic because normally I would turn these off. Now, the reason why I do turn them off normally is because I usually go through and add the rope break ability to all the wrestlers. That way, if you're close to the ropes, you have that option to hit B, and it will grab the ropes, and then, it's kind of luck of the draw. Sometimes the referee sees it, other times he doesn't see it, so it kind of adds that realistic nature, the simulation nature to the game. But just to not get any slack, I'm going to keep the rope breaks automatic on. That way, if they're close to the ropes, the ref will call it, and I'm still going to go ahead and put rope break on all my wrestlers, so I still have that opportunity to hit B if I'm close enough to the ropes. Now, entrance run-in play mode. This is going to be up to you. If you keep it on, it's pretty much the AI or the game is going to decide when it's going to do an entrance run-in. So you could have something planned, and then all of a sudden a CPU wrestler runs in and ruins it. So what I usually do is I put it to player. That way I get to decide if somebody's going to run in. Now, mid-match run-in, you're only given the option to turn it on or off, so I usually leave it on. Gives you a little bit of a surprise. Post-match, I do the same, keep it on. Blood off. I don't know why they keep putting this to off. Like, I understand that WWE is, PG and all that stuff, but this is a video game. This is where we want to see WWE and wrestling at its best. So turn that on. Now, automatic WWE live update. This is going to be, you want to keep this on because it's going to update all of your tournament ladders and all your My Player ladders and all that stuff. So keep that turned on. Subtitles. I don't need no subtitles. I got ears. I can listen. Fair play. This is going to be if, like, you're playing with your friend or you're playing online or something like that, and he's just got this create a wrestler that's maxed out to the gills. He's got all these cheap moves that you just can't counter. You're going to want to turn that on. And it'll make it so, you can only use the custom default roster. So turn that off. Big head mode. That's a gimmick. Do what you will with that. It's funny sometimes. But next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to go to match. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. I know a lot of people, they like the HUD, they like to know how many reversals their opponent has. It helps them plan out the match. To me, it makes the game way, way, way too easy. I like to have those realistic matches. I like to go and just kind of feel how the match is going and how would I react if I was in that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off that Superstar HUD. Fatigue, I'm going to leave that on. Control Help and Match Rating HUD. Now this is a tricky one. I normally turn this off because I don't want to see, the match rating. I don't want it to tell me if I can, push whatever to pin or anything like that. I don't want to see any of that. But if you are playing, say, like a Royal Rumble, where it pops up and you got these button mashing games, if you have this turned off, you're not going to see that. So chances are you're going to get eliminated pretty quick. So be sure if you're going to play a Royal Rumble or anything like that, come back to the options and make sure you turn that on, or at least when the Royal Rumble starts, you go into the options and you turn that on so you can actually see the button prompts before you get eliminated. Now reversal prompts, these you can leave on. They don't really take up too much screen real estate, especially if you're not used to, the new reversal timings and stuff like that. But we've all been playing these games for a long, long time, so I'm going to turn those off, and that, of course, turns off the reversal timing assist, which is pretty pointless anyways. Camera cuts, I'm going to keep that on. I think they should do more camera cuts, to be perfectly honest. We need to zoom this camera in more. Camera shakes, whenever you get those big impacts, like a big hit or a big slam, the screen kind of shakes a little bit to kind of add some impact, make you feel like it's a big hit. So that's pretty much up to you. I don't mind it for the most part, so sometimes I turn it on, but usually I turn it off. Now ringside camera cuts, they have this off as default because it's kind of glitchy. Like, it doesn't really transition to the ringside camera as quick as I would want it to. So I always turn it on. I hope that they're going to fix that feature in the future, but who knows. Replays, I'm not a big fan of, 3 replays back to back in the middle of the action, so I turn that off. Post-match replay, I do like to see, some big moments that happened during the match I just had, so I keep those on, but I gotta say, that needs some work. Like, sometimes the cuts are just so quick and it's just pointless. You don't even see anything. Run-in, breakout HUD. I know a lot of people keep this on just because it's hard to memorize that menu and know if you're going to bring out a steel chair or anything like that, so you can keep it on. But I've already memorized the menu. I know that you hit left, right a couple times, you can pick out whatever you want, hit A, and you're going to break out. So I turn that off. Display referee counts. This isn't an arcade game, and I don't want it to be, so I keep those off. Watermark image. I've had people ask about this and what exactly it does control. So this is going to control like the little WWE hashtags that pop up in the top left-hand corner. When you win a match, you see that copyright screen with the WWE logo and stuff like that. So if you're making videos, you don't really want that on. You want to cover that stuff with your own stuff. So I just turn that off. Controller vibration, if that's your thing. I used to love it back in the N64 days. I thought it was badass. But nowadays I like to save my battery life, so I turn that off. Now, moving on, next up we're going to get to the meat and potatoes here, the game balancing. This is where things get tricky. Like I said, they make some changes, and things react a little bit differently than they did. So we want to make it a little bit more simulation, a little bit more realistic. We want to be able to have epic matches and get those 5-star matches. So my first set of sliders, like I said, this is going to be version 1, but what I'm going to do is for AI Standing Strike and all these AI ones here, I'm going to put them up to 70. Alright, each and every one of these, 70. Ground reversal rate, 70. Finisher reversal rate, 70. Foreign object rate, 70. There we go. Now, entrance run-ins, mid-match run-ins, post-match run-ins. As it stands at 5, it actually happens, quite frequently. So I actually like to put those down all the way to 1. That way, they're going to happen, but it's not happening like every other match or anything like that. Now, referee downtime, if you like to play, normal matches, not extreme rules or anything like that, you just like to have a normal match, but you still like to get those chair shots in there, well, you're going to want that referee downtime to be cranked up. So that's exactly what I do. Now, special move strength. Once again, if you hit a finisher, I want those finishers to count. I'm not a person where I like to hit multiple finishers in one match. I like to save my finishers for the very end, and I'll use the stock finishers for OMG moments and stuff like that, just to make my match seem more epic. And then when I hit that finisher, I want him to stay down. So what we're going to do is crank that up to 100. Now, the foreign object strength, I crank that up as well. I usually put it in 1 or 2 notches. I usually put it at 90%. That way it's not as strong as a finisher, but it still packs a punch. And if you're going to get hit with a weapon, or if you see an opponent with the weapon, you better be ready with reversal, or hope that you have a reversal. Now, chain wrestling duration. Once again, this is preference to you. I actually enjoy the chain wrestling. I have enjoyed it since they introduced it in 2K19, and I like to keep that the way it is. So as you can see there, all the AI, we're going to keep it at 70. That way, we're going to see them doing some reversals, but it's not going to happen all the time. Not every single move is going to get reversed. Now, balancing too, a lot of people think that this is just for player, but I tend to disagree. Nowhere on this screen do you see that it affects just the player, whereas on the last screen it was very specific that this is for AI. I actually believe that this standing strike reversal, grapple reversal, this is how often things are actually going to succeed. So in some ways, the rate is how often they go for the reversal. This is going to be how often they succeed at going for those reversals. And that affects not only you, but the AI. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I probably am. But regardless, I'm going to put all these up to 70 because whenever I play, I love it. I just love how it feels. And, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We can't all be right sometimes, all the time. But that it is. So we're going to keep those at 70, the exact same thing we did with the AI reversals. Like I said, it's going to make it so not every move is going to get reversed, but you are going to see reversals, and that just makes the match that much more epic. And if you're playing it, playing WWE 2K19 the way you're supposed to be playing it, and you're not trying to reverse every move, you're actually, taking some moves, building up momentum, and then coming back and having that big comeback, you're going to find that this works out really good for that. Now, stamina cost, right now it's at 50. If you like really fast matches, like really fast-paced matches, I'd actually recommend turning this down to maybe 30. But what I like to do is, if you're going to go for a move, I want that move to, it takes exertion. So I actually jack it up 60, 65. I'm going to put it at 65 for this version. Stamina recovery rate. So how quickly does that stamina that you just exerted with that move, how quickly is that going to regenerate? Well, I gotta say, we want it to be a little bit more simulation based, a little bit more realistic. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to get that stamina back. So that I'm actually going to put down to 30. So it's going to cost a little bit more to do a move, and it's going to take a little bit longer to get that stamina back. Now, stun recovery rate. This is going to be, you've been working the opponent's head. He's got a red head. You pick him up. This is going to be how long he stays in that kind of dazed stance. So, if you want to throw in a taunt, or if you want to rebound off the ropes before you hit a move, this is going to influence how long he stays in that state. So I like to crank it. If I'm going to beat you down, I want you standing there all just wobbly. And if you got a reversal, good luck to you. If not, sucks. Sucks to be you, I guess, because you're going to get clotheslined. Your head is going to get taken off. But reversal recovery rate, this is another thing. Some people, they really love the reversals. Other people, they want to reverse everything. They don't want to get beat down. Other people like that beat down. They like making that big comeback. So what I like to do is I'd say just keep it 50-50, right in the middle. But I'm actually going to Oh, this is a tough. I'm going to raise it. I'm going to put it up to 60, I think. That way we'll get our reversals a little bit quicker. And then, no. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to put it down to 40. That's right. I want my reversals to take a little bit longer to come back. I don't mind taking a little bit of beat down. You know, I can wait. There's other ways that you can get out of strings of moves by using your strikes and stuff like that. So I'm going to say put it at 40. I'm actually going to put it at 30. Why not? Why not? Put it at 30. Make it so it takes a little time to get those reversals back. Now, the payback meters, this is a new thing they added. In some ways it's cool, like it's nice when you're playing online and you really need that reversal because you're getting like a cheap guy that just keeps running the same stupid moves. But me personally, I don't like to see them very often, so I like to put them down to maybe like 5, 10. I'm actually going to put it down, I will give it 15. That way, you know, it takes a little time to build up. Eventually they will get there, but you're going to have to take a beat down. In fact, you could probably make it 20, and it probably wouldn't influence it too much. Now, squash match rate. Man, I am getting tongue-tied. But this is going to be how often you see matches where the bell rings, you run in, you clothesline a guy, you pick him up, you hit a power bomb, and then all of a sudden you got your finisher, you hit your finisher, and boom, it's over, right? So, although it is cool to see sometimes, it's not really super realistic. So what I like to do is I like to crank it down so it's maybe 5-10%. So it does happen, but it's not something that's going to happen like all the time. And yeah, that's the basics of the gameplay sliders there. Like I said, this is just version 1. Even before I made this video, I had everything set up by the way I wanted, and I kind of changed a couple things here, so I'm interested in seeing how this turns out. But we're going to call this version 1 of making it a little bit more simulation, a little bit more realistic, and a lot more epic. And hopefully you guys will have some fun with that. Now, the one thing I do want to say is I usually come down here to targeting, alright? And you want to turn off the player indicators, because there's nothing worse than seeing names all over the screen. Keep all these set to manual, and you want to set these things up. So if you're a person that likes to, you know, maybe double cross your teammate, you're going to want to put that to on. Target opposing manager, yeah, you're going to put that to on, because there's going to be times when they are driving you insane, jumping up on the apron, and you just want to get down there and powerbomb them. And yeah, that's going to allow you to do that. Now, target referee, you want to put that on. Put that on, man. But anyways, turn that on, because like I said, if you're playing a regular match, you want to get a little underhanded. Sometimes it's easy to get the referee to stand in between you and a wrestler, and you know, maybe he gets knocked over by a clothesline, and then you got a couple free seconds to do what you do. But if you're a team player, and whatever, turn this off. But it's kind of fun for screw jobs, you know, if you just want to backstab somebody like Dean Ambrose just did to Seth Rollins. Oh, that was so badass, so keep that on. But other than that, the only other thing I do to the game, of course, when you are going to play, you want to make sure that it's on slow momentum. I cannot stress that enough. You don't want finishers popping up super quick. That's more arcadey, and if you're like me, you like that simulation. So make sure the momentum each time you start a match is on slow. And one thing, if you are making videos, I am going to say, pop in here, turn the commentary all the way down, and turn the music all the way down, because nobody likes copyright strikes. I've got hit with a couple, and I had to totally take down the video, re-edit it, and stuff like that. But I am super, super happy that 2K actually separated the ring announcer and commentary volumes, because before, if you turn down the commentary or the voice, they used to call it like voice or whatever, but you turn that down, you couldn't hear the ring announcer and you couldn't hear the commentary. But now we can still hear JoJo calling those matches, like calling the superstars down to the ring, but you can turn off Michael Cole and his annoying ass repeating comments. So just a couple extra tips for you there. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button with it too sweet. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, join the elite, hit that notification bell, become a member of the Xtreme. Like I said, we got two variations. If you're a subscriber, you're a member of the Xtreme. If you hit that notification bell, and you guys know who you are because you're in the comments as soon as I open a video, you guys are a member of the Xtreme Elite. I'm also looking to add a whole bunch of new videos to the channel. I'm going to try out some new things. I will get back to you in a future video in regards to those and information regarding that. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Too sweet the like button because it really helps grow the channel. And until next time, goodbye and good night. Bang.